All the way from the start, I can feel it in my heart, like all the way from the start.
Hey, what's going on out there? I'm Sean Devine. Hope you all are doing well. Today, we are taking a look at the all-new Auto-Tune Pro plugin from Antares. As you can see, this is a very different look for Auto-Tune. They have gone in and completely redesigned the interface. It's got a very nice looking GUI, some new features we're going to talk about and take a listen to. We can also revisit the past sounds of Auto-Tune with this classic pitch correction mode. We'll try that out as well. And then we have a supplemental plugin that is now included with Auto-Tune Pro. It's called Auto Key. And this is quite a revolutionary addition to Auto-Tune, especially for those of you who are not as familiar with your music theory and you need some help setting the key of Auto-Tune correctly. But also it's a major workflow enhancement because if you are an Auto-Tune user, you know that when you have multiple instances of Auto-Tune across a session, sometimes anywhere from 15 to 30 instances, and you have to go in and set that key individually. Let's say you needed to change it for some reason. It can be really time consuming. Well, with Auto Key, once we set this up, we can send the key to all the instances of Auto-Tune in our session. So I've been using Auto-Tune Pro in this session here. This is a new single from the artist Moses Stone.
See, I ain't playing with you, I need to know now, cause we ain't got no time to waste, so even slow down. Baby, tell me about you, get to know you, what you seen, boo. All the things you've been through, everything you into. We ain't gotta get too deep, all up in your feelings, girl, we chillin'. I just wanna change the vibe from everything that you've been hearing. Anything you wanna know, just ask, girl. Ain't that hard to grasp, girl, tryna be your man, girl.
All right, so let's talk about the interface on the new Auto-Tune Pro. This is the simple view. We can also switch to advanced. We will go there in just a second. But from this view, we've got our really just essential controls like retune speed, flex tune, humanize, and then we have control over our vibrato. And then if we switch to advanced, we're obviously going to get more control over the vibrato. And then we can also do things like bypass and remove certain notes. We've also got some interesting MIDI controls where we can target notes in real time. We can also learn scales based on what you're playing from your MIDI controller. So right now, we've got a little bit more natural sound with the retune speed slightly slower. We've got this flex tune knob turned up some more, allowing for a little bit more pitch deviation. And then we have this humanized control, which I really love about Auto-Tune. It's going to give us a more natural performance. Let's go in here and just for those of you who may not be as familiar with Auto-Tune, I'm going to just speed everything up, take these performance controls off, and we're going to turn the retune speed to fast just to get a different tone out of it.
I need to know now, cause we ain't got no time to waste, so even slow down. Baby, tell me about you, get to know you, what you see.
So immediately we've got the more modern kind of pitch corrected performance. Now I'm going to go up here and we're going to set this classic mode. Now this actually uses the algorithm of pitch correction that was featured in Auto-Tune 5. Big artists that you all are familiar with were using Auto-Tune 5, and some people still like to go back and use it specifically because of the sound it had. So Auto-Tune Pro gives you the option of selecting classic and getting that same sound out of it. So let's press that.
Playing with you, I need to know now, cause we ain't got no time to waste, so even slow down. Baby, tell me about you, get to know you, what you seen, boo. All the things you've been through, everything you into.
It's nice to be able to reach for that and give your performances a certain sort of character. For those of you who are using versions of Auto-Tune like Auto-Tune Live, maybe some of the basic versions of Auto-Tune, you may not be familiar with the fully featured graphical correction mode. Now, this is an extremely deep way of manually editing the pitch and the performance of your vocal. And Auto-Tune Pro has rebuilt this from the ground up. It's now a lot easier to look at, as you can tell. I had a lot of trouble in some of the previous versions just kind of getting around it and seeing what was going on. And I love the way that they've cleaned things up. It's much easier to go in here and you can fine tune this stuff in extreme detail. You can draw in notes, you can move things around, you can change vibrato. You also have full control over the time of the performance. So not only can we do pitch correction, we can also do timing correction of our performance there. So if you want to really get your hands dirty, dig into the graph mode, and you're going to love the new interface. It looks so much better. Another thing I want to note before we jump into the auto key is that we can map things like retune speed, flex tune, humanize, all these performance parameters with MIDI now with Auto-Tune Pro. So this gives you a lot of possibilities when it comes to shaping the sound in real time. Maybe you're performing with Auto-Tune Pro, or you want to do some really creative things with it. Mapping these things to controls on your MIDI controller is extremely powerful and a welcome addition to Auto-Tune Pro. All right, now let's take a look at the new Auto Key plugin that, again, this is a supplemental plugin that's included with Auto-Tune Pro. Very, very powerful. I'm going to show you how to use this with the auto detect mode. So we need to go up to auto detect, and it's going to say listening. And then I'm just going to go and I'm going to press play.
Need you to know that, girl, I'm serious. Come with me if you're curious. Still wanna keep this thing mysterious. Gonna give you all this.
All right, so it's going to listen to our source for a little while, and then it correctly identified this as E minor. Let's just say that you incorrectly had your auto tune key set. All you need to do is, since we got this with auto key, we press this send to auto tune button, and you see it will set the key to the correct one. And that is not just for the track we're on, that is for all instances of auto tune. So if we pull up another one, it's going to be set to E minor. Let's just say that this was something different. Press send to auto tune. Boom. It will set all instances to whatever we had on auto key. So again, this is a very, very exciting feature for me, a real time saver in terms of the mixing process and going through and editing vocals and having a lot of instances of auto tune in the session. We don't necessarily have to use auto detect mode. We can set the key to anything we want and then use the send to auto tune button the same way we did before. You can also refer to an external file to get the key and then use that to set all of our auto tune instances also. All right, y'all, so we took a look at some of my favorite new features in Auto-Tune Pro. Obviously, we have a great new interface. I love the new look. It's a lot easier to get around, especially the graphic mode. If you've used previous versions, it was especially hard to look at and kind of see what you were doing, but I love that they've changed the resolution, made things so much easier for you there. Also, if I had to pick one game changer, it would be the auto key technology. Again, for those of you who are not as familiar with music theory, it's going to be a lifesaver for setting the key in all of your auto-tune instances. And speaking of that, it's a real workflow enhancer and a time saver for me with multiple instances of auto-tune in my sessions. No longer do I have to go and reset the proper key if I need to change something. So I really love that addition. If you have any questions or comments about the new Auto-Tune Pro or the supplemental auto key plugin that's included, feel free to leave a comment below. Please like, subscribe, and consider sharing, and we'll talk to you soon.
If you're curious, still wanna keep this thing mysterious. Gonna give you all this love and you want it.